What up, man? Hope you're having a good day too. Cran surfing. What up, man? This is, I don't know if you remember or you were there for the live stream where I made this shot glass, but I think that I'm going to make another one with the same bell shape. I showed it to my pops and he was a fan. Actually, maybe I'll do a poll. This was the orange one that we did. We did that bell shape. This was like 2 3/4 inches with a outer diameter of like 32.5 millimeters, and we found out that that was like 1 3/4 ounce shot. So today we're gonna shoot for like a 3 1/4 inch section, I think. What do y'all think about that shape? Appreciate it, man. How's everybody doing today? Where's everybody tapping in from? I'm gonna go grab the other shot glass I made so you can see the difference in the bottoms that I'm thinking about. And what we're gonna be doing right now is, hold on. All right, I'm back, walking towards y'all as we speak. All right, so if you're with me, you just saw the orange shot glass, the style with like the bell bottom, and now this is the, I really like this color. Dense purple opal amethyst on a transparent black base. I really like purple. A lot of people are really liking purple. Apparently it's like one of people's favorite color. So colors. So we have the bell bottom shape, orange shot glass, right? Or do you like the traditional flat bottom base better? Today I'm making another section to make probably a shot glass. Smash some thumbs, hit that subscribe, show your boys some support today. Super cold, but we're in the garage anyways. So right now we're prepping a base because I decided that we're gonna use part of this section. Since it's already done and we measured barred, I could just like measure down. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna prep that base. We're gonna put that base to the bottom here, and we're just gonna put this in the oven. And then when there's not snow in my driveway, I'm gonna take the saw out because I don't want to use that inside. I'm just gonna measure 3 1/4 and cut, whatever this diameter is. Let's see, what diameter is this? So it was like, 15, 20 degrees in my garage. So I had the warmers going on for a while. I warmed up my lathe, and now I just turned all of this on before I started the live stream. So for the first time, I am now kissing that tube with this Bunsen burner flame. Cran surfing in the Liverpool, UK. You like a slightly flared lip, like a mini goblet, would be nice, but it doesn't sit traditionally as with shot glass, more of a sherry glass. I think slightly flared lip. So you're talking about the top portion, right? You're not talking about like a lippy on the bottom. You're talking about like the top portion of the cup. You would like a little bit of a flare. Right now I'm making, can y'all hear me, by the way? Let me know if you can hear me in the comment section, please. Not room flared. All right, so yeah, I guess you can hear me too. Also, I appreciate it. While I'm looking away from the comment section, since you're with me today surfing, if you could let people know what I've been saying to you about what we're doing today. First, we're making that base foot. We're gonna do the hourglass shape again because it's kind of neat. We can mess around and try some other stuff, but I think I want to start putting these on my website to sell. I decided to turn on international shipping, and I'm still kind of figuring out how to do the HS codes for some of this stuff. But I'm gonna start putting these shot glasses up on the site 100%. Let's kick that up a little bit. How's everybody doing today? Y'all safe and happy? You staying warm in the winter? Also, by the way, if you're new to the channel, feel free to talk about whatever besides like politics in the chat. Make some friends. There's a community we're forming. If there's anything y'all want to see me do in the feed, let me know. If y'all have any cool ideas for like glass designs or something, or there's any colors that you think are really dope, let me know. I just gotta wipe down my glasses. These are super greasy from yesterday. God damn. Also, interestingly enough, if you were in the live stream yesterday, we stopped because it seemed like I was out of propane, right? But I went to lift the propane tank, so I was a little surprised. Like, I got it too recently for it to be tapped out already. And it felt like there was a weight to it where I know it wasn't completely depleted. So maybe one of y'all in the comment section in the live stream today is a scientist and can explain this to us. When I turned on, so it was like down to 0. Everything was looking at 0 on my regulator. But it had the weight. Today I turned it on, and we are showing like 4 PSI. Well, I get it, like it's up to the 4. If it goes in increments from 0, 5, 10, 15, we're at 4. And I have 10 PSI as my pressure. So this is a decent amount of gas left. But we were also raging the torches yesterday. So is it some like false reading because we were using too much pressure at one time and we kind of needed to let it recover? I don't even know. Does any of that make sense to y'all? No, propane. Let me know if I need to talk louder. I apologize, y'all. Nah, the propane. So if you know about propane and can explain why I was reading 0 for so long and then today it seems to be back up, that would definitely be interesting to know. I don't know if it's because of how much pressure I was using before we depleted it. You know, we were using the second stage a lot. We were doing a blowout that we stopped midway. This is the blowout we had started working on that we stopped. But lo and behold, there's definitely propane in there. Nice if there was a better way to clean these. I mean, yeah, I bled it, dude. I bled the lines for sure. Every night. And I had a gut feeling that it was some type of mistake, you know? Let me turn my oxygen on. My oxygen isn't on. The oxygen just put the flame out because the pressure was too high. You know, like if you had a birthday candle and you blew it out real quick. All right, let's get this a little red. So this color right here is a light topaz. And the longer it's in the oven, the darker it gets. Like as I have it in the Bunsen now, like the top area where it's actually kissing the flame is starting to get lighter than the rest. Okay, here's a good color name for it. it turns from like a light topaz to a darker butterscotch. And I think that that could be an interesting foot to the color section that we were working on yesterday. So this is like hella metallic, super metallic sheen to it. It looks like it has some yellows into it, like kind of some browns, and then just really that crazy sheen. Like if you've ever seen the Fantastic Four movie or whatever, and you know the Silver Surfer, like how shiny the Silver Surfer's silver is or whatever, that's kind of what that looks like. It's pretty dope. So, damn, I got a lot of tubes under here. Do something else with this, sure. Just kind of in the way. This is the tubing we did the orange section blowout on. And this is where I cut it on the saw. I don't know, I think I need to adjust the camera angle, but you see that? And I just yapped it off, and then I polished it. So today we're gonna be kind of doing the same thing. I'm gonna build the section, we're gonna put the bell-bottom foot on it, and then when it's not, you know, snow and ice outside, I'm gonna cut it. I think it's a bad idea to do that in the garage inside. What do you think? Ah, that's interesting. So Rusty Shackle Ford, you know, whoever wants to fact check, but I'm gonna trust you right now, said propane can freeze in the valve if it's used heavy for a bit. Anybody know about that? Whoop. Now this color, this like opaque topaz color, I guarantee you, without like 100,000%, million% guarantee you that if I had just put the flame to it like this, it would have exploded. Which probably would have been interesting to see for y'all, but annoying for me to clean up and deal with. So how did we do it with this other one? We pushed the Maria, we started to pull. All right, we can do that. Get this other one going. These opaque colors get soupy faster, more easily. Not every opaque, like the opaque black sucks with it, but this topaz, the milky pink, the milky violet, import colors. These import colors are like crazy milk. Kick up the speed while we push the Maria. I like the take advantage of the centrifugal force. I feel like it helps push it when I'm pushing it, and then also I could use skinnier flames when it's spinning faster. Think about it, like it hits these flames more in these sections, so it'll heat faster. And push. Second stage, up, push, boom. All right, now let's square this off a little bit. I'm gonna turn around in a second because I'm not sure how good this angle is or isn't for y'all. Okay. Adjust my flame real quick. Get my graphite paddle. Don't want it super cold, so I'm going to be warming it up in the flame real quick while my flame is still hitting that bump. And now I'm going to side flat like a slope, right? Like I'm going down a triangle, side flat. And I'm doing it like this. This is just the technique I developed where I noticed I got the least amount of stress. the little crevices like under where I push that have stress sometimes. So I'm just trying to flame polish that all out. Let me chuck the Bunsen up real quick. All right, now I can turn around, see what y'all are up to. Oh, hell yeah. I'm glad y'all could hear the mic, dude. I think this is one of the biggest upgrades that I've gotten so far. That and the gimbal with the little remote on it, so I don't have to like jump up and down anymore on the lathe table to like change the angles and whatever. Have a sip of coffee. So I could have just went and right away started doing that, but I wanted a sip of coffee and check the computer real quick. I appreciate all of y'all tapping in today. Please shoot me a subscribe, a like, smash some buttons. We want to make a living doing this. I need to save up. There are a lot of tools I need to save up for. It's crazy. Make sure y'all go to the doctors, by the way. Like, stay healthy. Please stay healthy. I went to get an echocardio last week. $2,000. My mom also had an echocardio this week. $25. Isn't that nuts? How do they come up with these prices? All right, but that's it for me complaining. But all support, appreciate it. Helping me monetize this page, appreciate it. Watching those ads when they pop up, appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. Well, okay, so imagine this. Actually, let me take out the tape measure so I could tell you exactly what it is. Actually, you know what? Let me. Hopefully this doesn't ruin the view for when I put it back up. All right, but since you asked about a screen in front of me, because that's what's in front of me, this torch is shooting towards that wall in front of me, right? Like not much distance at all. Even this gimbal that I have is like in a pretty precarious position, if like that's a real word, precarious. So I try to put that up in the top corner, and one of the reasons why it is okay is because I have this giant vent. So it's kind of like sucking away the heat, and the air pulling helps cool it down a little bit. So I was thinking maybe I could save up for like a projector screen or something like that, you know? I could like Bluetooth connect and like just chuck something up on the wall, maybe like paint the wall black or something. But all these things cost money that I don't have for these things. So for now, I'm just gonna appreciate the tools we got, make the best of it. And if you haven't heard me say it already, goddamn, not the goddamn part, I'm trying to put this back in the gimbal. There we go. Appreciate all the support y'all show me. All the love y'all show me. See, I knew taking this down would mess something up. All right, we're kind of back to it. All right. Sorry, folks. I know that was crazy annoying. Yeah, I am working on the base right now for a shot glass. But I mean, should it be a shot glass? Right now, the only reason why I'm really saying that is because I don't have like a big enough saw, I don't think, to do like bigger, like 75 millimeter outer diameter tubing. Like, I don't know if y'all were here for one of the other live streams. This is starting to do that thing. All right, hopefully that's good. I know. I'm still getting used to this thing. I've only had this for like not even a week. You know, another thing I do is I make the toppers, you know, for stuff like this. So literally, well, I would have attached a handle, like a tube to it instead of the punty. A punty is a rod, not a tube. So it's like a clear rod is a punty. You know, and it's like the same process, except I would have attached there, pulled it away, popped the hole for the intake. I've also made a bunch of these toppers on the live. So if that's something you want to see, let me know in the comment section. But back to this. So this is a 75 millimeter tube. That's 38, much larger. I prepped a section on this, and when I went to cut it off, like the whole, at least 2 inches of it cracked, and I completely ruined the piece. And the larger diameter, it takes a lot more glass to get it to size, you know? So for now, I was thinking shot glasses, maybe like champagne flute, but I don't really, it's not like, I'm not a drinker, you know? So what do y'all think? What's the name of the camera I used? Or the gimbal I used? The camera I'm using is my iPhone. I have a 15 Pro Max. The gimbal I'm using, I just got, and I am not sponsored by any means, is the Hohem M7. It's their newer one that comes with the remote that has the AI screen on, like it has an AI indicator on it. So on that remote I could actually see a little preview of like what that sensor sees. But I have my laptop behind me because even with that little sensor, I wouldn't be able to see y'all's comments without like turning around to actually look at the computer. You know what I mean? So, you know, stuff to save up for. Maybe like the project. Like imagine I had a projector shooting it on the wall and I could just like point my finger and like respond to y'all or have like a voice activated. So this is, by the way, one of the ones that I did. This is Hand of Man Orange number 4. So this is the 4th version I did of this. Hand of Man Orange, hand-dipped American handmade color tubing with opaque jade white base on the Bomb Official with a milky violet ball cap that's also compatible with the Puffco 3D XL. Have I ever worked with quartz? I tried to like once or twice, but you need to have your flame so much hotter. And it's not just having the torches be that much hotter, like the brightness, you also need like pitch black glasses. So quartz was I'm just like Boros COE 33. Somebody I saw before I stepped away asked where I got my machine. So I'm gonna start to heat this. It's gonna get like soupy. Actually, I'm gonna slow this down a little bit. It's gonna get like soupy, and I'm just gonna pull, and we'll see what happens. Catch my breath a little bit. I don't really like shape things like this, so we're just gonna get funky. So this lathe that I got was from this company, Mountain Glass Arts. Mountain Glass Arts has been like a staple in the community for over 20 years. And unfortunately, they were severely negatively impacted by some floods. and we're just not really able to recover. So they're out of business, so you wouldn't be able to get this from them. There are other places you could get lathes though. This is a glass lathe. So this is like a lot less strong than some of those metal lathes that you see, like the torque, the engine. So like this is like way easier to stop, you know? I think that's kind of a cool shape. So why don't we stop with that? I'm gonna pull away this clear piece now. Pulling it away, pulling it away. Alright, now I'm just gonna pick off this clear piece a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna try to condense this face a little bit and try to flatten it out a little bit. Alright, so I have just picked the rest of the clear away, so now it's just this topaz color. And do I want it to be thick or do I want it to be less thick? That's the question. Right now I'm just focusing on flush, I think, or like, you know, like flat, making it flatter. So right now I'm just focusing my flame in the very center, because I don't want it to start getting wobbly, I just kind of want it to be flatter. So I wanted that center to kind of condense and sink in. I'm not pushing, I'm just holding it still. Now it's spinning a little straighter. What I think I'm gonna do is I might put my one of my stoppers in the back of it while it's hot. What will happen is like the back pressure will push it out a little bit, and that also kind of helps uniformify. That's not a word, I know, but it helps make it more uniform as it's going out. Oh, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I know angles catch y'all off guard, but I'm really okay. I'm not wearing baggy clothing. If you're curious about like the lathe though, I did a video. It's the only one on my page. Everything else is like a live stream or short. Nah, I'm good. Thought I heard a pop. For example, here, nothing to pull. There is nothing to pull. This bar would just wipe grease off on you. That's it. All right, so what we're gonna do is this needs to flip sides. And then I'm gonna put that tube that I prepped already, that we prepped. Do I say we? What up? Nah, well, you heard it, right? But it wasn't this, man. This doesn't look cracked at all. Wonder what it was. So this is gonna be on this side. That's gonna be on that side. And we're not gonna like tear this off or anything right now. We're just gonna mush them, pull. I'm gonna puff a little bit on this side, so I need to like air out, tube up on this side. And then we're just gonna stick this in the oven and move on to the next thing. How's everybody doing today? Enough about me, enough about me. Hope everybody's doing good, staying warm. It's very cold outside. I am only stepping away so I could get my tools to get this ready. Not big enough. You know, every time I turn around to check the comment section, I love hearing about what other people got going on. Nope. So what do you have going on? It's like, dang, right now I cannot find is that it? Yup. There we go. So I puff through here, goes through the silicone tube, past the swivel, which allows it to spin without pulling on this, through this arrow, through a hole, through this silicone adapter, out through the tube. And that's how glass is blown. All right. What up, though, everybody? Appreciate you subscribing, hitting some emojis, helping me monetize this. All right. I need one more piece to this, the bigger section, which is already in there. All right, let's make a maneuver, folks. I think this is skinny enough to just go right through that. Right. Actually, let's see. All right. See how easily I stopped that? Ugh. See, some of y'all might have been scared that you would have burnt your fingertips just then, but nope. Just put that there. I am looking for any cracks while I'm doing that. Take this bad boy. All right, open the chucks. Pushing that out. All right, boom. Y'all see that? So now I'm pushing in this adapter because I don't want my hose being slung while I'm doing this and have the adapter I actually have in the glass popping out. All right. Back to the task at hand. All right. So now I'm going to push this out more. Out more. Right there is good for me. All right. Now we have to lock this into place. Boom. This black knob. Boom. Just make sure this is locked into place. Probably gonna slow my lathe down for this. So I'm not gonna actually touch the glass with my fire yet. I'm gonna turn on the Bunsen at a little bit of a lower setting. That I'm very cool with being in my fire. So this is just like right at the tip of this piece. Honestly, it looks kind of banana-ish. I don't know if I'm second guessing this or not. Like a purple, a white, a black, a green. Let me know in the comment section what you think real quick. Because like there's a lot of other colors we could do on this one. You know, we could just say we prepped that base for something else. You know? So that's the color. Right now we prepped this topaz, but we could do like reds, mints, jade greens. Like I have a whole bunch of tubes, even a transparent yellow, you know, kind of golden, purple, a milky pink. Where do you think that's kind of Gucci? I mean, maybe we just do this, see how it goes, and then, you know, experiment with another color, because why not? But I'm about to walk over to the computer for a sec so I could read what y'all said. Periwinkle, banana. I mean, obviously, I do want your opinion, bro. I mean, it could be for anything, but yeah, I think I'm making a shot glass right now. No idea what the color on the left is. The one on the right, you said it banana. I don't really disagree. It does kind of look like banana, but on the sheet, it says that it's light topaz. And when it gets darker, it looks more of like a butterscotch color. I think transparent black looks good on everything, to be honest. You like the green? I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking the same thing, dude. We would just have to prep a new base, which is like not a big deal at all. All right. Whoop. And it's quite all right. All right, everybody, if you can see what's going on real quick. Do you like the green better? Green or banana? Light topaz. Sorry, you got me saying it now. Yo, David said the green one. Heineken Green says Marco. Topaz says Mr. Green says Mason. Either looks good. Somebody asked how long it takes to warm up the glass. I mean, it depends. For this, I usually let it go for like maybe like a minute or two. In the oven, like when you're wanting stuff to cool down, like I leave stuff in my oven when I'm done with it for hours. And then the amount of time it takes to cool down from like 1050 to, you know what, we're gonna do this one and then we're gonna make a green base and we'll see. And I'll show you some other colors after we put this one together. So I mean, this is gonna be fast pretty much. So let's get back to the heating. All right, so I was like preheating and now I'm just regular heating. I can move each of these nozzles independently. So I'm gonna tilt these ones back towards this, and I'm gonna tilt these back towards here. Spread them out a little bit. All right. What up, everybody? It is import glass, bro. That is 1,000% accurate. That's a good eye. I don't know if you're a glassblower also. If you are, feel free to give me pro tips whenever. Appreciate it. But just because it's import doesn't mean it's bad, and it doesn't mean it doesn't look good. It's just different. This is also import. That is not. But I do like using import glass for my bases because it's stock tubing size, so it's perfectly consistent. Whereas, you know, we were discussing in previous live streams, like this is a little lumpy as you go down. It's not like perfectly uniform thickness and stuff. So having that consistent stock, like everything is 4mm wall thickness. That's awesome. So I feel like it provides me the opportunity to marry more artistic with more scientific consistency, like lab grade consistency. And it also helps me keep things more affordable. All right, people said quit teasing. All right, all right, all right. All right. Appreciate it if y'all like, subscribe, follow. Gonna use the next set of funds to buy some new phone filters. All right. The right side is really thick glass, so I need to get this hot. Just making sure it's really melted in. There's really no need for it to be spinning fast at this point. Cool for a second. All right, at this point there is no air, so when I pull this away, it's going to create a type of like pressure and vacuum that's going to want to push out at first, and then when I go back to it, it might try to suck in. So I want to thin this out as much as possible because I want the bottom of that Maria I just pushed. The Maria is the bump. That's what I want to be touching the table and nothing else. Because ultimately I'm going to have to paddle. Alright, this is getting super thin towards the tip now. This might be the last like one or two I can do with these. Alright, that's it. I'm not even moving my thing, it's just gonna pop. Now I'll do a little twirl. Wait. How much I could fill this. Now I don't want my paddle, like my cold paddle, to stick to this hot glass. I'm gonna tug on it. So I'm gonna heat this up a little bit. And then I really just want to keep this part I just pulled. I don't want to hit like anything above that Maria. I'm just focusing on the bump. Trying to get that soupy. back. Right now I'm just folding it really. I'm not really pushing, I'm just folding it flat. Appreciate y'all liking, subscribing, hitting some emojis, helping me monetize this. Cash App in the bio if you're feeling generous. I think this is going to be it. I'm just going to do this last time and then that'll be that. All right. So I am now going to be taking this off my lathe, putting it in my oven, and then we'll prep the next little bell bottom. Carefully pull it out, take that out. Holding this up because the oven is definitely a different temperature than the glass. The oven was at 1050, so that bottom I just was blasting with the flame is definitely a different temperature than the floor of this oven. So I just like hold it for 10 or 15 seconds and then I put it down. And for somebody who's asking like how long does it take to heat up, this is more of like a how long do you let it stay at a certain heat, and then how long does it take to cool down. All right, all right, now let's bring the camera back. All right. Now we were saying that transparent emerald green looked good, right? But we also have this. See, how big is this section? And maybe this one will also be for my sister. Well, actually, this will be for her. This will maybe be for my boy. All right, let's do the green. Let me know in the comment section, what do you like better, green or purple? Oh. Yeah, this is long enough. Let me know in the comment section, how y'all doing today? Where are you coming from? How are you doing? Is it also snowing by you today? Is it also freezing by you today? All right. Let's make next bottom. My name is Zach. If you're fresh to this, I'm a glass blower. This is borosilicate COE 33. We're making a foot for like a shot glass right now. Right now, we agreed that it's not necessary to do sets, that doing one of one pieces was cool. So I am making some one of one pieces. On my website, I just updated shipping, where I'm going to start shipping to Canada and the UK. Maybe I'll figure out how to do more. And I'm going to start listing some of the pieces that you're watching me make on this live. Sign and date everything. All right, let that warm up for a second. Appreciate that, man. All right, let's shout some people out, and then I'm gonna have some sips of coffee, just so you can see me. All right, purple, 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 green, purple, purple. All right, maybe I'm messing up right now. I mean, shoot, it didn't take us too long. We'll do the green, and then we'll do a purple. Why not, right? See, I was telling y'all, purple I think is like the most popular color right now, and you just have to have like cool shades. And transparent, like a see-through purple versus an opaque purple, also seems to be where it's at. Yo, Jay just farted, bro. Jay LaRusta just evacuated whatever room he was in. Carly, what up? Mr. Swab, what up? Harley, what up? Keith, what up? Random, what up? Heavy Man, seeing how this mesmerizes everyone to watch. And everyone wants to. Apparently, he has a gold stream with electroplating, which is pretty dope. I mean, maybe we'll collab one day, dude. Maybe I could make something semi-artistic and shoot it to your way, and you could gold plate it, and we'll throw it up, and if people think it's dope, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Do a little forced collab. What tip am I running on my national torch? This is, hold on. This is an HTC one. I really like that. I really like the HTC one. All right, I am still here, folks. Don't think I disappeared on y'all. I just have like limited space in my setup. By the way, if you haven't already, I appreciate y'all liking, subscribing, dropping some emojis for me. Stay with me for like a few minutes. That would be dope. Instead of dipping out at like 20 seconds. That would be dope. So I told you it's the HTC One. What's the green thing? It's borosilicate glass. Albert said a collaboration would be cool. That would be cool. What up, Borocana? Canart? Borocanarts? Why am I terrible with reading right now? I mean, I don't know how skilled I am to do that stuff. And people watching my streams know that I've been mostly focusing in like the e-rig space. That was my start since like 2018. I made the first aftermarket topper and accessories for the Puffco and the Carta and a bunch of different devices, ball caps, toppers, like you name it. Dude, right? The projector is a dope idea. I just do not have funds to do something like that right now. Like, we can make this a dope little setup. If I make some money, we could set up a dope spot. We could kick it at in Virginia or maybe DC. Honestly, DC would be dope. It would be a lot of fun. Because there's like a lot of other stuff in the area we could do too. Excuse me, about to burp. Sorry, y'all. Oh yeah, I've been in High Times magazine twice. The first 2 years I started blowing glass, I was in High Times magazine both years. One of them was for this cap. Check this out. I call it the Terposcope. I have 2 versions of the Terposcope, and you'll understand why I call it that in a minute. I made 2 versions of it. So It's a flat carb cap, like in the days when you're using the cord snails. And I would have a silicone O-ring. So no matter what depth your cord snail was, you could adjust the scope, right? So I called it the turposcope. And you can move this noodle around. I had it bent tip so you can make it like an auto spinner. And then I also made a bubble cap version of it. So this is one of the things that got me into High Times magazine. Show me some love, smash some buttons, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Come on, man. Come on now. This has been a fun live stream. I think these keep getting better the more people that stay with us and like keep kicking it in the chats. Because it is starting to feel more like a hangout, like a homie hangout, you know? I mean, yeah, it's glassblowing. This is we've been doing this all day. I'm kicking it. I'm not trying to just, be staring at the flame for like 7 straight hours. That's one of the beauties of doing this. I'm in my garage, kind of kicking it and talking to y'all. It's not like I'm being unproductive or doing something that isn't like skilled labor. And we are making a number of things. I know a lot. See, that's why some people are just fresh into it, so they haven't seen or heard what we've been talking about this entire time. Been making shot glasses. That right there is going to be a foot. It's going to be a foot for the next glass. We were doing a poll in the comments section about what's doper, green or purple, and a lot of people seem to really like purple. But I already put that tube up in the chucks, so we're gonna make green. See, like here, this was green. I put that same colored tubing on a green part, and I thought that looked really good. And yesterday, before I ran out of propane, we were saying that it'd be cool so this is a closed tube. If I pop this hole open and I started sort of like coloring with those rods, so let's say like I put a little section here and then I built a little section there of green, and then I did like a whole layer of this color, and then I kind of just did random patches. This way, you would actually be able to see through like in those sections versus it just being a green blob on top of that, which could be cool. So it would have like some see-through sections throughout. You know what I mean? Dude, they just took over a new owner. I think there was an issue with the guy that previous owned it. I don't want to like speak out of turn because I don't really remember the exact situation. But the guy who does, do you know the brand Raw? Like Raw rolling papers, RAW? The owner is a super cool, super chill guy. And he just bought High Times magazine, which had really been fading out. Like that was really like, it was like a dying thing. And it is now come back strong in the culture in like big ways, events, sponsoring people. Maybe I could get back in the mix. So you want a business tip, like a business trick or a tip or whatever? Networking is key. And if you're in the glass industry and you're trying to kind of do what I do, gifting people, like there is a whole culture to gifting people. If you want other people, the people you want to work with, you want them to feel cool using the thing that you made and make them want to have something that they want to show off even when they're not talking about your name. Like it's just the daily driver. So you might be showing up in their videos and they might not be tagging you, but that in itself is a validation that's like you can't, So gifting is how I made friends and how I got introduced with that person who wrote articles for High Times. How's everybody doing today, man? I just checked the analytics. It says the average view duration is 21 seconds. Isn't that crazy? I feel like we've been straight chilling, kicking it, becoming friends, learning things. Like we could talk about like to the couple of trade shows I went to and what that was like. Honestly, that was like one of the coolest feelings in the world. Like just started, it was me and my buddy, just started our own business, Glassblowing, introducing like an original, unique concept, starting to become like ahead of the game and like videos starting to pop off. And then, you know, go to the first trip, get a plane ticket and like a hotel room to go to the first trade show in Colorado. Like the feeling of like independence and like, you know, it was just a very cool thing. You can do a lot of networking. I don't know why I'm holding this. Without going to events nowadays, though. One of those ways is gifting people that go to shows and stuff like that. How many go over under for faster heating and even heating? When I feel like it's soupy enough, I'm gonna push it to create that fold, that bump. I'm gonna do small pushes first to kind of prep that. So push, 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 push. Second stage, up, push until you feel that resistance. So I definitely could have let this heat longer, and that's why we just have this little bump this time. Yeah, I'm just going in cold all around on this one. Alright, but it is squared off a bit. Let's say maybe we should do another bump, but it's a shot glass. How big should the shot glass be? How about we make this one a little chunkier? If I was like tubed up and I aired up to this, I could really clean up that part right there. That was a flame cut. I cannot confirm or deny. And dude, I cannot wait till it gets a little bit warmer and I don't have to wear this beanie anymore. Sticking this up a little bit. Not pushing it, I'm just holding my paddle still in the same spot. Trying to just make it a little bit of a flat surface. Alright. Boom. Alright, so everybody decided that I should prep a purple base. So maybe we put that in the oven and I just chuck up the purple and we prep the purple and then we tube up to that and we make something with that. What do y'all think? Yo, let me shout everybody out real quick. While I stepped away. What up, what up, what up? Camille said hi. Suji, what up? Harlem, what up? David, what up, brother? David Feller, Heavy Man, taking notes. Alright, I mean, I could keep going. It would be dope if I had another person hop in here that, like, could, like, maybe ask questions or talk to y'all while I wasn't paying attention as much. Cran Surfing been here from the jump, dog. My man. Chase, what up? Appreciate that, man. Rom, what up? Jam, what up? Paul, what up? D4? Probably not. Like, could I? I don't know how to. Maybe I could. Weiss, Backhand, Gov's channel. I'm just scrolling down right now. Iroquois girl, what am I doing? I was making the bottom for a shot glass. Yeah, it kind of sucks. It would be cool if more people stay for longer. I think I'd actually make like some money doing this, and then we could have more tools and upgrade the setup and a whole bunch of stuff. What up, Jennifer? What up, Joe? What up, Rage? What up, Sergio? What up, Esmael? What up, Juicy Master? I'm a glassblower. This is borosilicate COE. That's a glass lathe that's spinning. That's the green, emerald green bottom to a shot glass that we did. Maybe we should try a different shape. So if this is like kind of like a bell hourglass shape, do any of y'all have another kind of simple shape in mind that would be good with the size of a shot glass? So it can't be too tall, it can't be like super wonky. What do you think? You would only be making those, Eric, if you'd be selling those. You know what I mean? All right. No, too much maybe. Sorry, y'all. Trying to fix the view for you. What up, heavy man? I appreciate that. I have no idea how to tap into all that. My mind is like very distracted. All right, I'm gonna put this in the oven. Then I'm gonna put up a purple tube, and then we're gonna push the bottom for that and start the next section of the blowout. By blowout, I mean we are going to. How hot is this? I am like very good with hands and heat now, and that is rolling out. All right. This almost rolled right out of the oven. All right, time for the purple. Let me grab a section right quick from underneath. I don't think we need anything particularly long. Get the dust off of it. So anybody see that Superman movie that had just come out? Thought it was cheeks. I don't know about you. I watched it last night. Letting that warm up a little bit now because it is ice cold. Thank you, Grub. Yeah, it was cheeks. Like, for very specific reasons. If you haven't seen it, I don't know if I should tell you, but the main fight sequence towards the end was just... Honestly, it was kind of like grating on the ears to listen to. No lie. Don't need that on right now. Alright, I know y'all like that a little bit better. It's not a sweater. I'm Gucci. I'm good. Don't be scared. Nah, not me. I'm doing this for like 10 years. Y'all should have seen what it was like at the Orlando Glass Union and at a lot of glassblowing studios. People not even wearing things, like going barefoot. Small balls are hearts. I don't know how to do sculpting, shaping like that really, to be honest. Probably need to take a couple of, so isn't that crazy? I've been doing this for a long time. I set some trends in the industry, like could go on for like a while talking about that, and there are so many things I have no idea how to do. And that's one of the dangers, my friends, of just sticking in one lane, you know, and like falling into the trap of a success. I found success doing simple proto stuff, and it, you know, you can only make so many things in a day. 2018, that's when I started. So no, not 10 years. I'm rounding up by a bit. Yo, what up, Josiah? What up, G-Back? What up, Dominic? Thanks for tapping in, Sarah. What up, Z-Dub? What up, Eagle Eye? Appreciate you showing me some concern. Jay, when does it start taking shape? I don't know how long ago you said that. But we did just put the other one in the oven, so if you're fresh to this, if you stay longer than 20 seconds, you'll see me do the same process with this color. Nah, I don't do repairs, but if you hit up this dude on Instagram, SNO Glass, I think there might be an underscore in between. He does that. Yeah, yes, it was wild. There are definitely a ton of stories for that too. All right, I'm just gonna get a sip of water real quick, y'all. Oh, you know who Snow is? Not Tim Snow, the prison podcast there. Snow Glass. Yo, appreciate you stopping in, appreciate you tapping, appreciate you, Dominic. Yeah, yeah. Crazy, right? Crazy. Appreciate that, fam. All right, well, that's crazy. I didn't know it worked that well. Damn. Sorry. Apologize. Put my glasses back on. These really need to go somewhere else. So everybody that's still here and that's been hanging out for a while, let's talk to each other. What's up with y'all? What's going on in your lives outside of watching me blow glass? Like, what do you do for a living? What state are you in? Maybe y'all will actually like rock with each other and try to meet up or whatever. I am in Virginia in the US. I was born in New York, raised in New Jersey. Yo, it just struck me, if that water bottle freaked your dogs out, how loud my burps must have been. Damn, I apologize, man. Born in New York, raised in New Jersey, moved to Florida, then moved to Virginia. I don't know why I keep holding my blow hose. There's nothing connected to it. Habit, I guess. It is for sure cold in my garage right now. 100%. All right, I'm gonna read that off in a second. I gotta pay attention to this real quick. Push, 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 push. Second stage, up, push. As soon as I felt that stop, that resistance, I stopped pushing. Even if I would like this to be a little bit bigger, it is what it is. I could have increased the width of my flames, so I could have like superheated larger section at a time, and that would have done that trick. But this is going to be way flatter than that last one. I'm squaring it off. Polish. Polish, stress, polish, stress. Let it kick for a minute. Turn around, put my Bunsen on it. Don't really need to if I went at it, but I'm gonna shout people out in the comment section real quick. And put my computer on the charger. Should have done that a while ago, folks. All right, all right, all right. Let's see. Tosh is from Omaha, Nebraska. We got Heavy Man from the woods of Illinois. Amezume, that is not a response to where you're from. Flatline, I'm making the base for a shot glass. Albert, coming from OC, California. Anthony, Virginia Beach, Virginia. I was born in New York. Like my mom from the Bronx, my dad from Brooklyn. I was there for a very brief amount of time, Queens Boulevard. Then from Queens Boulevard to New Jersey. Then from New Jersey. Yep, I also experienced some things, but I actually in Virginia, then I went back to New Jersey. Like I went to George Mason University after high school for like 6 weeks, and then I got kicked out, and then I went back to New Jersey, and then from New Jersey to Florida, Florida to Virginia. Got in a little bit of trouble, but it's all good. Sorry, I just scrolled down. Let's see where we leave off. Lessa coming from San Diego. Z-Dub is a mechanic working for a small Bobcat dealer. Don't know where he's from, but if you need that service, the homie is there. Mate, Kupala 3786. I appreciate you putting Europe in quotes because I had no idea where Slovakia was from. First time kicking it with somebody from Slovakia. What up, dog? Oh, damn. Shoot, dude. Maybe you should start kicking it in the streams, and at some point, we could do one of those like collabo videos and we could look at what you're doing at the same time. Clippy? I don't even know what that means. Is that Slovakia? Who are you referring to by that? Yeah, this is I'm calling it a glassblower's lathe. I have no freaking idea, dog. Kitbog, Indiana. David, Ohio to Florida, up the East Coast to New York, and back to Ohio. What's in Ohio, though? I mean, I definitely understand leaving Florida. I don't know why people want to be in Florida. But, Darrow, CNC machinist in Texas. It'd be cool to collab, see what up in that. Alright, I'm putting my computer back down. I really cannot believe this was reading at zeros. Yo, again, right now, as I'm looking at it, that propane tank is reading 0 on all accounts. I feel like if I went to lift it up, though, like that's a really good test also. It's a 15-pound tank. If it was empty, it weighs way less than that. Like, it's pretty light. So if you still feel a little, you still got gas. And this can also run when the meter is 0. Like, that's how, I don't know a good word for it. Like, how little propane is used is consumed even when doing these, like, crazy flames. I feel like this is tall. So I'm focusing my flame in the center because if I'm making an hourglass, right, I just want the center to kind of be cold. But screw it. Why not make a tall shot glass? I mean, I don't really drink, but why not make a tall shot glass? Maybe, it'll be more comfortable to hold with your hand, in that little area or something. All right, so now I'm pulling this away. And I think I do want to thin that out a little bit because it's not spinning straight at all. Maybe I should. See, if you're good like me, you can rest your arm on that. Because again, there is nothing to pull. But if you're curious about that, you can check out the one video I posted on my page. And I really show off my lathe. Alright, so I'm going to pick away that little nipple of clear. So that's where the rod attached to it. But I don't want to see clear, I just want to see purple. Oh, screw it. Let's leave it thick. My concern with it being thick is it cracking. So let's blast it with a little bit of heat. All right. Appreciate that, Cran. Yeah, dude, it is crazy. I was thinking about doing like a little video of my analytics with the little showing next to of how little revenue was earned. Nuts. Nuts, but I guess I don't know how the system works yet. All right, purple. Honestly, this would look really cool with that. This one is called Triple Passion, and it's a striking color. So there's like a whole variety of color. Oh man, I hope you can see this in the light well. I'm gonna step up on the table real quick. No, you can't really see it. Damn. Dang. It's such a nice color. Man, I don't know. Because I don't really want to waste this. I would want to make this tall, but that would be like crazy for a shot glass, I think. Unless, you know, it's just like a one-off super tall, you know, does your right shot glass. Yeah, this is a beautiful color. So this is 4 inches, but damn, okay, 28, 30, 32. This is definitely skinnier than the other one, and we were saying the other one should be 3 1/4. So I'm not going to do crazy calculations in my head, but I'm going to say we're going to go ahead and make this a tall shot glass. All right, that's what's up. You're saying it's a oh, okay. Are like, do people like triples or quads or shooters? Is that like a thing? I have to tube up to this back end. I don't know if y'all remember how I did that before. This needs to be on the other side though, basically. Hold on. And yeah, I'm putting it on the floor and I'm gonna put it in my mouth, whatever. I'll wipe it off with my shirt. Don't be scared. Yup, that's me just chucking glass on my table. Don't be scared. Alright, let's try to be quick with this because it is cold in my garage and I do not want to break that. Nope. Alright, this needs a little bit bigger of a... No. Where's the one I just had? It's definitely not this, but does it fit? Nope. Dang, yeah. It's crazy how easy it is to lose. Oh, here we go. Let's see. All right, that works. Nope, too much. Too much. I could just put that down too. It's like, what am I doing? There we go. All right, is this the money? Yup. There we go. Carefully. Let's pull this back out. So let me change the angle of this remote real quick. No. All right. So I want this. I need to. This is so my arrow doesn't sling around. All right. Now I need to tighten the chuck. Let's see. I have a fear right now of that one cracking because of the thickness that's at the end of it, even more so than that bump in the back. Because while I'm working on this end, that part is going to cool down anyway because it's not going to be directly in the flame. So really right now the two biggest things are the tip of this and this section right here. Up, I heard the crack. Yep. See, I took too long, I guess. And I don't think I can fix that, so we're gonna have to start over. How much does that suck? All right. Put that there for now. Gonna have to be a little bit faster, I suppose. All right, but no fears, no fears. By the way, did you see me holding that and like stopping it while it was spinning for people concerned? Let's do this again. And let's do it right this time. All right, I'm gonna be a little bit faster with this one when I start it because I'm gonna not really focus on speaking and kicking it. I'm just gonna make what has to be made. Hope y'all can dig that. All right, while I'm letting that warm up for a second though, let me shout some people out in the comment section. How about that? All right, right now, who am I looking at? Right now I'm looking at Tom, 420 here on the East Coast, Darrow, Captain Tony, 421 now, Cran Surfing having my back throughout this whole thing, Richard McKinn. I mean, dude, chucks are expensive. Heard cracking again. It's the one that already broke. It's going to continue to tink. I mean, chucks can be thousands of dollars, like just those teeth. Probably because the propane was cold, the tank was cold. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, man. The reticulating torch is sweet. I need to like Google search what that means. Can I make a shot glass that balances on a swivel but doesn't tip over? I heard a noise. think it's alright. Yo, let's try not to get like crazy with some of that stuff in the comment section. I don't want the reel to have like limited ad monetization. That would kind of really suck. Alright, that has a crack. I already need to redo this. That sucks. What the hell happened there? You're gonna watch me score and snap this. That is the same stick. Scared them. You know what? It was meant to be anyway. There was a mark on that I saw. So the bump that I was about to push would have had a mark in it. So whatever. Nice. Just holding my punky. Now I'm spinning. All right. And the gimbal just died. All right, well, you know what that means, folks. I think that means that we might end the live for now, and we'll come back to this after I charge the gimbal. All right.